after the new season of Demon Slayer Hashira training arc is just coming out now, there is a character that I really want to see more of, and that I'm excited to see more of in the future, and that is Sanemi, the Wind Hashira. So in today's video, I will be trying to beat Elden Ring as Sanemi from Demon Slayer. Now, let's get into this. But, did you know that only 0.1% of you are subscribed? I won't be that guy or anything, but I think you should help a brother out and click that subscribe button and like button down below. And now, with that all being said, let's get into this. Then, I start off with the samurai character, as always, because it starts off with the Uchi Katana, and I get the Lands Between Ruined Keepsake. I didn't die horrifically to the Grafted Scion. I actually tried to beat him this time. That didn't work out so well. Then I go over to Melina in the Set of Grace and then try and get the ability to level up, which, you know, I'm gonna need for this. And I also get Torrent the horse, which will help a lot with travel. I then take out Alexander the Warrior Jar, which gives me the Alexander's Shard talisman, which gives me a plus 10% damage buff to everything. So it's just very good to get early game. I then go over to this random guy who you've probably never been to and get the Stormblade Ash of War. I then go down into the Mistwood Ruins to get the Axe Talisman, which gives me plus 15% extra damage on charged heavy attacks. We then go up to Fort Height, or whatever the hell this thing's called, I don't know, no castles, and then get the Dectus Medallion left. And then also take out the Sleeping Dragon Grail for some extra runes. I did use 2 katanas to, like, you know, decrease the time needed, because like there'd be no need for me to just take extra time. And I level up mostly Vigor, Dexterity and Endurance, just checking to see how many levels I can get, so I can get 21 levels. So I invest in Vigor, Dexterity and Endurance. And then also get the Dectus Medallion right. So I'm able to go on the Dectus lift now, which is good to get before, just so don't mean you have to go back and get it, because that sucked, man. Really bad. Now it's time for the first actual boss of this run, Margit the Fell Omen. And I bet you can guess how this fight went. Pretty easy. Then even need to summon Rougier. I thought, you know what, this build is gonna be overpowered. So what I did is I got my katana with Stormblade, and as you can see, I get mixed up a little bit. But since I have like a bunch of healing pots, I'm +4, and I've got like 30 vigor at the start of the game, doesn't really do much. I just spam the Ash of War at a long range on the first phase, try and get a bleed or a stagger, which I do not get. But then for the second phase, I do the exact same thing. Who would have thought that spamming the same move over and over again would beat a boss? Huh, that's neat. Well, I just go in for bleeds, which I did get, and I dodge his attacks skillfully because I'm him. Now, what we do is we go get the second Ash of War I'll be using in this run, which is the Stormcaller Ash of War, which I'm going to be putting on a different katana. Then, I kind of forgot to record the Godric fight, but that doesn't matter because it was easy anyway from my memory. Now we go and fight the Red Wolf of Radagon, which was easy. There's nothing else really to say about this fight. I did a big chunk of its health with every Stormblade, and I just don't get why this is a boss. I say this every time. And I also get 500 damage of a single use of the storm thing. And I got really lucky there. He almost killed me, which would have been very embarrassing. Because if I died right off of Radagon, then there must be something wrong with me. Now it is time for Renala. First phase goes as first phase normally does. I've said it once and I'll say it again. If you die the first phase, you are absolutely ass at this game. I've never lost the first phase Renala in my life, except for the times I've lost, which we don't count. So we just attack the wee green, not green, yellow guys. And that brings down the bubble. And that gets her weak. We get her to about half health. And so we two phase Renala. Then for the second phase fight, it was actually quite decent this time. It wasn't anything too tricky. I did a massive chunk of damage, and I'm able to stagger her really easy with the Uchi Katana. So I think the spell's actually pretty good so far. And if you've made it this far in the video, please like and subscribe, please. Please like and subscribe, please. I'm begging, please. Please. And we make it over to Kaled to fight Redan. He damn bro, this knife really was crazy. So I first tried Redan, which is that doesn't happen before. I think that's happened in like 2 of my builds, I'd like to say. But anyway, I summon a bunch of the golden summons, and I stay back until it gets onto them, so he doesn't do the big rain of arrows thing, which I could avoid, but it'd be better if I just like could be bothered. So I just get up close to Redan in the first phase, dodging most of his attacks. I've got them basically down, except for that one, and I get up and do charge attacks to try and stance break him. And I eventually do. And also get a bleed off. Look at that, 5k damage. So by the time he gets into phase 2, he's at like a quarter health. And the second phase goes the exact same. So I'd say this fight went pretty well. Now we appear to the DTS Draconic Tree Sentinel. Now in this run, I feel like the Draconic Tree Sentinel was the hardest fight, although it may not look like it in this. It took me like 10-12 attempts, which, you know, is quite a lot for me because I normally beat these bosses in like 5 attempts. I'm also a wee bit special needs because I still can't get down his delayed attacks. Some days I can, some days I can't. And with the Stormblade Ash of War, what happens is the swing your sword does can actually deal damage to him. So that's cool. I'm not sure what else to say. Second phase goes basically the exact same, except he gets some lightning attacks which are quite hard to dodge sometimes, especially whenever he slams it on the ground. Even if you dodge it perfectly, you still get hit somehow, which is confusing, but I don't mind. Like that attack right there is easy to dodge, but it's but that attack, I don't know how to dodge that. And then when I get into the Lindale capital, I take out this Erdtree avatar, and it gives you a Lord's rune, which is 50k runes, basically the exact same as beating the Draconic Tree Sentinel, but it's a lot easier fight. So if you don't know about this, fight them, and they'll get 10k runes for beating them. So 60k runes just to beat an Erdtree avatar. I'll sign me up. Now it's time for Godfrey the First Elden Lord. This fight went okay. Of course, he's not actual Godfrey, so we can't use any status effects on him, which sucks for the extra damage we could have been doing. But I'm able to do a bunch of dodges and do a bunch of damage to him. Do a bunch of heavy attacks, get him staggered a couple times, and yeah, this fight went well. Then we go on to the boss of this capital, the leader, Morgoth. I summon Melina to give me a little bit of a hand, and I almost die at the very start of this, which is cool. I also summon Melina. I actually really want to do a Melina build because her spells and sword are really cool. I don't know what the Ash of War is. I don't know how to get the sword actually, so I don't know. But I will try and do a build of that. And I suddenly turned special needs for a second because I can't dodge any of his attacks. So I'm able to stagger him and deal a bunch of damage to him. And I'm able to get him into second phase. And while he's over here coughing his lungs out like he's a smoker at the age of 90, I'm able to spam Storm Blades, dealing about 700 damage when he can't do anything, which is cool. And yeah, second phase basically goes the same as first phase, and I almost died a couple times, but other than that, this fight went good. Now I get the Royal Medallion from Melina after we find out we can't get into the Erdtree because it needs to be burnt to a crisp apparently. I don't know what this means. Time for this shitty fucking boss again. Yay, Fire Giant. Now you want to hear me whenever I died to him. The first attempt I did to him, he was at a sliver of health and Torrent wouldn't fucking move. I don't know why. Don't ask me. It's so annoying whenever I almost beat a boss and I die right at the end. So anyway, first phase goes as first phase does. First phase is kind of easy. You just have to try and get you just have to try and get his thing to break and then do a bunch of heavy attacks, which is like over 1k damage per charge attack for me, which is, you know, that's pretty good. So then I get the physic tier and I heal up and I become special needs again. Duh. So for the second phase I deal really good damage to his hand and I'm able to spam Storm Blades, so I'm able to stay a little bit far away and try and dodge his attacks. Then burns the Erdtree to a crisp, which is W Melina. Now the gold skin duo is pretty easy with Bernal. He can tank a bunch of his hits, so me and him just gang up on the gold skin noble, getting him to basically death. So he's at like half and the apostle's at half, and Bernal goes in for the big douche attack. So look at the gold skin noble, look at them. Bernal is overpowered as fuck. If this was how every summon was like, then this game would be easy. So whenever Goldskin Noble's basically dead, he does his wee roly-poly attack, looking like a fat ass munction. So we take out the Goldskin Noble and then make it a 2 versus 1. Which oh no. I don't know if it's possible for them to beat me in a 2v1. Bernal's basically at full, so I'm just here beating up on the apostle. We're dealing massive damage to him. I just take my physics flask down now, and then we kill the apostle. Then the noble comes back, then the apostle comes back, and yeah, you know the deal. This fight went pretty well. Now time for the most misunderstood boss in the game, and one of the most overhyped bosses. So the Beast Clergyman goes pretty decent this time compared to other ones. I feel like I did pretty well. I did beat him first try with Malakath, so you know that's it's pretty good. That shows that I'm a really skilled player, right? Right? Well, I'm able to stagger him and deal a massive chunk of damage to him, which will end up taking him to the second phase, which of course is Malakath. And I don't know how the hell that hit me. I made a lot of mistakes in this one, but this boss is actually kind of forgiving. So I just need to try and run away and heal, hide behind pillars while he's dealing them big damage attacks there. And I go in, hit him a couple times, try and dodge his attacks, which I basically do. But some of them are quite hard to dodge. And yeah, I think this fight went pretty decent. Now, for Gideon Ofnir the All-Knowing, this was actually a pretty hard fight. I don't know, there's something about this build with the katanas. It's just very hard to try and do what I have to do. But nonetheless, there is nothing really that hard about it. I don't know why I was struggling with it. So yeah, I'm just speechless on how I actually struggled on this guy. So yeah, this fight went okay, I think. And then I beat up the Flying Dragon Grail, which is very good for runes, and I also beat up the Putrid Tree avatar. Both of them are unkilled to get a bunch of runes. Now for the final fight of this run, and can I just say a massive thank you for watching this far into the video. I really do appreciate it. If you've watched this far, if you've watched the entirety of the video, might as well just like and subscribe and check out some of my other runs. I have played Elden Ring as Sukuna and Yamamoto, just for example. Now, that being said, let's get into the final battle against Godfrey the First Elden Lord. Now, this guy I beat, I think it was second or third try, so I think that's pretty good. This guy isn't the hardest, but he's not the easiest. What you need to do is you need to get up close and hit him with heavy attacks after the end of all of his combos, because he does take quite a bit to start up a combo again. Now what I do is I use Stormblade, which gets about 1200 damage off whenever you hit him with the blade as well. And he can get a little bit trickier in the second phase. It's a lot harder to heal. He does do the Grand Slam attack, which is easy to dodge and easy to react to, but when he gets into combos like that, or like that move there, it can be quite hard to get the timing down for them moves. And when he's in the second phase of the second phase, he now has a area wide AoE, which is just a simple rule to dodge, but it can be tricky if you misclick or mistime it. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me just finish this off now.
They've tarnished thy strength.